Okay, well, on rates, and Bill Evans, he tends to create a headline or two, Bill Evans. He's usually pretty good too. So he says there's going to be 2 or 3 more rate rises, and then there could well be 7 cuts that takes us into 2025. How do you feel about that forecast from Bill Evans?
Well, knowing I was speaking to you this morning, Pete, I've been thinking about it, exactly that point. And, you've kept me up all night. So when I examined, so we talk about 9 rate rises so far, right? And let's say we have 2 more. So that's 11 rate rises. That means that on 11 occasions in the last 12 months, we put the rates up. But when I went and did a calculation, we've actually had 13 rate rises at 25 basis points so far, even though they've only done it on 9 occasions, because we had quite a lot of 50 basis point rate rises. If we add 2 more into that, we're going to have had 15 rate rises. So just to put Bill's thinking in context, generally speaking, in this country, historically, we have 6 rate rises, 6 rate reductions. 5 or 6 rate rises, 5 or 6 rate reductions. That's the general cycle. So if we're going to be sitting at around 15 rate rises after the next 2 rate rises, then to bring us back to normalisation, Bill's thesis could be correct. We might expect to see 7 rate reductions sometime starting late 2024 and pushing into 2025. I can understand Bill's thinking on that. And by the way, you're right. He's the guru. Bill has been probably the most accurate predictor of rate increases and rate changes in the last 30 years in this country.
Well, I've got to give a shout out to Warren Hogan too. I choked on my wheat bix a few months ago when he said there'd be 4 this year, and he might well be accurate too. That'll take us up to 4.1% eventually before it all comes down. Well, let's close here. If we're going to have 2 more, Mark, why doesn't Phil Lowe just get it out, put us out of our misery, give us 1 more supersized rate, and then be done with it?
Mate, don't start me on Phil Lowe, because as far as I'm concerned, they're giving the nation. It's not just him; it's all the people sit around him too, by the way, who are advising him.
And 2 of them are leaving.
Giving the nation brain damage. Brain damage. At 1 minute, they're saying interest rates not going to go up to 2024. Go buy houses and borrow money at fixed rates of at 2%, and you'll be sweet. Yeah, and then the next minute, they're telling us, we've got to control inflation, we've got to control wages. We're just going to keep putting rates up. So I don't think he knows what he's doing. That's the bottom line. And I'm sorry, I'm sure there's a whole lot of science sitting around this and numbers and data, etc. End of the day, I don't really think they know what they're doing. They're just hoping that they're crossing the fingers, hoping they're going to get it right.
What sort of a conversation do you think Phil Lowe would be having with Jay Powell at a dinner table?
Dude, let's make sure we get this world back to 2% inflation rate. It doesn't really matter whether 2 to 3% band is the correct band, even though we said it back in 1996. I'm going to go hard. And by the way, if I increase the unemployment number from 3.5%, which is where I wanted to get it, by the way, I talked about it, getting it down there. He wanted to get down there 2 years ago at 3.5. But if I get it back up to 4.5%, and people like my dad who will lose their job as a result of it and can't pay the mortgage and have to sell the house and lose the deposit they saved up for 20 years, that's bad luck. Yeah. We'll make sure on my way out I get inflation back to 2 to 3%.
No, both of them are having difficulties. Was my point there? And also Phil Lowe saying, hey, I'm going to keep my $1 million salary, but everyone else should have a pay cut. Does that sound fair? Mark Bouris, good to see you. Looking fit and healthy as always. Have you been boxing this morning?
No, I was wrestling. I was doing jiu-jitsu today. And by the way, the young guys just throw me around the joint. They're knocking me around. But I don't know, I'm a sucker for punishment. And by the way, listen, I'm in the lending industry. Talk about sucker for punishment, my God. Anyway, we'll be right.
No, you look good as always.
Right, you're a picture. We've just got to get these guys to get up and tell the truth.
You're a picture of health, and I agree with you as always, Mark Bouris. Good point. We will talk to you again next